Welcome back to Modern Coaches, guys. Today we are working on a car that you guys have seen many times on the videos before. It's one of the ones that started off as one of the cringiest videos I've done so far. Hopefully this time's a little bit better. This thing's been sitting under trees for the last 3 years, so it's just caked in pine needles and tiny little pine cones and everything. We're gonna get all the mods installed so we can get it back out on the road and enjoy this thing. It is gonna be winter, but it can still be really fun. So one of the few known problems that I know about on this car right now is that it has actually rat damage. Being in the woods, they actually crawled in through here 3 years ago when it was all nice and warm after a drive. They climbed up to the top and they chewed through some of the spark plug wires right in the middle by the throttle body. So until we get that replaced, the car won't necessarily run right. We've started it so it does run, but we're going to replace that out, at least temporarily, so that we can get it out on the grass and wash it, because right now it is gross under here in any case. The aluminum is all oxidized for whatever reason. There's like grease dripping everywhere and stuff. We want to get all that cleaned out before we do any kind of major service on it. We're going to start out with replacing the battery, checking the oil level, and a little bit of coolant. Get it out in the middle and then just give it an overall clean. So the keen eye amongst you might have seen that that's not the original battery tray and that's not the original battery. I ended up getting the battery free from a semi truck that the mechanic gave me. So I figured why not, it was brand new and this thing had 900 cranking amps versus the 750, figured it was gonna be better. But I wanna go back to original and originally stock. The only reason I even changed it out is because the original battery tray was all chewed up and eaten off by the corrosion from the battery. I was able to get a secondhand one from some guys online. We're gonna clean it up and reinstall it back in there, put in a genuine Lexus battery.
After we're done with the engine of the car, are we going to grab car wash stuff and go wash the whole car?
Yep.
Nice. I love washing cars.
over there by the block. Swapped out the 2 plug wires that were chewed up by the rats. We're just gonna check the oil, make sure that there's some in there. We're gonna check the coolant inside the radiator, make sure that there's some in there. And then we're gonna give it a crank, start it up, make sure it's running good and that there's nothing in there that can mess with the fan and or sitting on the headers, like, you know, whatever might have fallen from the trees or whatever the rats might have brought in. That just means that there's a lot of missing water. And we don't want missing water. What the heck? Why is it so stuck? That's weird.
Maybe the rats.
What the heck?
What happened? Maybe it's really old. We haven't took it out in a while, maybe. Oh!
There it is. It's actually running really well. I'm in shock. It's so smooth. Other than the exhaust, obviously, it's really quiet. There's no ticking, there's no squealing from the belts, nothing. It's running sweet, like really great. While it warms up some more, it seems like it's warming up great. It even went into its cold start mode and everything. We're gonna pump up the tires and pull it forward out onto the grass and give it a good wash. So as you guys can tell, the paint itself is rough, like really rough. We all know this, I know this. It's gonna get a full doors off, respray, all the body work's gonna be fixed to perfection. I'm gonna have this car for a really long time. So I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time like detailing the paint necessarily. I'm just gonna make it so it's not so gross to lean on or to touch. So we're just gonna throw some soap in after I pressure washed off all the nasty gunk off of it. Throw some soap on it, wash it all down, and then from there we'll progress on to the rest of the build. Wow, newfound motivation, I'll tell you what. I had a 93 model of this. I got married in that car. That was my first car. So a lot of sentimental value in that car. This is a different color and it might end up going back to exactly the one that I had the first time. It's turning out great. I mean, just washing it, it still looks terrible. The paint is in terrible shape, so there's no saving it. But join us next time. We're gonna start on the mechanical. We're gonna get this car back on the road. It's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and leave them down below, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.